Hey everybody, Scroft here. Welcome back to Farming Simulator 25. Welcome back to the channel. We're back on Oakbridge Farm for our next episode as we progress. We've done pretty well recently. Last episode feels like a while ago for me because, like I said, I was away for 9 days, chilling out. But the channel's been flowing with videos, so it's not been as long. But I did mention in the last episode that there's a timer now. I've never seen that before in the Farm mod. Is that something new? It's a bit strange. But yeah, I did mention in the last episode that we're going to be doing fertilizing in this. We're going to be doing 3 types of fertilizer. We're going to keep ourselves busy. We're going to fertilize the grass field right in front of us there with solid fert. We're then going to fertilize the field on the left with liquid fert. And then we're going to do the other small grass field with some slurry. That is the plan in this episode. So we're just kind of, plodding along, progressing, getting up to the point where we do the next harvest. And, yeah, I've mentioned a lot, especially in the last episode. So the first proper episode I recorded when coming back from Scotland, which is on my small holding series, I was talking about the realistic weather mod. And I actually did all the testing for that when I was changing all the code and everything on this series, but I didn't save it. So I turned off the autosave that was scheduled for every 15 minutes of gameplay, and just turned it off so I could test out. So that's pretty much where it's all done. But I've got a bit of an update on the realistic weather mod, and from Arrow himself. So the modder, or herself, I don't actually know if it's a male or female modder. Who knows? It'd be pretty cool if Arrow was a female modder. I feel like we don't get many modders or as many players as well that are female, but when it does happen, it's pretty cool. So I don't know, but I'm assuming it's he's a male, but I don't know. I don't actually know. Yeah, but like I said, I've got a pretty cool update, which is finally got in contact with him, which is crazy because it did feel like he was pretty much hidden away from it all. There was no form of contact as far as I could find. Usually you see like a modder of a Facebook page, or he's in a Discord server or anything like that, but I've not seen anything. I believe it's the first time we've seen mods from Arrow on a Farming Simulator series. I'm not entirely sure unless it was a different name or I've missed out and just not seen, but I'm pretty certain it's the first generation. So Farming Simulator 25 is the first generation we see mods coming from Arrow. And I absolutely love the realistic weather mod. I've gone on about it a lot. I've said, how much I think it has the potential to be the best thing since Seasons of old. And it's definitely going down that route. The recent updates that we've had that have added in the drying for tedding. Drying instead of tedding for hay. So you actually rely on the sun, on the weather to dry hay out, which is pretty cool. Also, bales rotting. But there was a few issues with that. I mentioned about the fact that it doesn't work as well, especially when you look at the bales, the volume decreases to 0 and then the bale still remains. It's just an empty object bale. And then you've also got the issue where wrapped bales are also rotting out in the rain. First off though, let's get this spray. I've got to lease this out, unfortunately, so it's going to cost quite a bit of money. I mean, I could try and go with a different... I'm sure I got what meter did I get now? I think we went all the way up to 40 meters. But for some reason, I feel like I might have had that sprayer, but it could have been this one. So that's going to bug me. I'm going to have to check this because I don't want to get this wrong. So yeah, let me go and check this out and see what sprayer. I did make a note of this, but I've completely lost that note that I made, which with it being so long ago. I can try and go through my notes here, see if I can see anything, which, if everything works out, then yeah, I've still got that information. Oh, it's been one of them weeks so far. It really has. And it's only Tuesday. I'm dead tired today as well. I want to come on FS, record another video, but I'm actually really tired. It's just, I think it's going back into this, I think it's getting back into the swing of things after having 9 days off, going back to work. I recorded 2 videos yesterday as well. So I was juggling quite a lot and did the editing, stayed up late. And then, yeah, really random thing that I'll go into because I think it's a good talking point. But yeah, I'm feeling tired. So let me go quickly check this out because I've got to make sure it's right because we've already got tram lines on the field that we're going to be using this in. We don't want to create new ones or else we really have messed up. Right, so it's definitely this exact spray, and it was 40 meters. So it's an extra 20,000 on top. I mean, that's crazy, but it's only, at least it's only 5,000. I mean, say only 5,000. That is a lot of money. And we've also got to buy some more liquid fertilizer as well, because we've only got about 4,000 litres sitting in our storage point for either herbicide or liquid fertilizer. Here we go. Anyway, I've completely faffed about so far at the start of this episode. I'm supposed to tell you that I've got a bit of an update anyway for the realistic weather mod. I contacted Arrow on GitHub. He set up a GitHub page so you can follow him now, which is really cool. Yeah, look, that is a timer that's new. I'm sure it's new, but it's really handy to see, because sometimes you have to wait for it to kind of detect which vehicle. It's like it gives you a timer. It must give you the timer to say, are you sure this is going to happen, and so on. But yeah, I will get this point out. So I contacted him. He set up the GitHub page. I contacted him and said, in fact, I'll put the message up now that I put. I was basically just saying that, you know, big fan of his work, love what he's doing, kind of thing. And I mentioned about the fact that the objects, so the bales, sit after they don't get deleted when they hit 0. And he also asked the question if, you know, it was a possibility that maybe you could enhance not only bales rotting but loose grass or loose, you know, hay, anything that's in windrow or even loose on the ground, if that's had rain, you know, when that's been kind of sitting out in the field, then that would also rot as well, which is what happened in seasons of old. Follow stopped. We had an issue. Okay. He didn't even drive on. That was... that didn't work very well, did it? So yeah, I contacted him, and you can see from the reply I got, which is he's going to fix the bales, not removing, but he said it is a possibility, and he can look into it further. So yeah, I thought that was really cool. But definitely go check out his GitHub page, follow him, you know, show him some support, that kind of stuff. I always think it's really important to do that with modders, and Arrow is obviously working on something that's pretty much like the best mod I've seen in a long time. The ideas behind it, that is. I know it needs some fine tuning. I think Arrow probably knows that himself. But you can also see from the changelog that he's actually put in his first kind of information on his GitHub page. The latest update that will be coming is that he's actually already fixed the fact that wrapped bales rot. So that's already sorted out. So things are definitely getting worked on. And the fact that it's on GitHub could potentially mean, depending on what he wants to do, could potentially mean that we get the updates a lot quicker if the waiting times are quite high on testing for ModHub. Apologies if I sound a bit different. I'm hoping I don't, but it's literally just the fact that I'm tired. I'm really quite tired. I think I should probably go to bed instead of playing FS, but I just wanted to get on and just do a short video. There we go then. So we got the 3 means of fertilizing. We're going to do this field last. I think we will start with, let's start with the slurry. This will be the first time I've done slurry on this map. We've really not been producing enough for me to go ahead with it, but I am using a mod that came to ModHub, which actually extends the amount that kind of slurry and manure go, so it just extends it further, so it can go longer basically out in the field. So I'm hoping that the slurry that I've currently got will be enough for me to get that small field done. It should be, and it should actually last a lot longer. I still haven't fixed the fill plane on the slurry here. This has actually got some in, it's just not showing. So I need to fix the slurry fill plane. I think I know what the issue is there. That's entirely my fault for messing about and faffing. Can I... I've tested this out. I was thinking, I wonder if I completely broke it, but I know it does work. So this, if it's not working now, this is definitely down to me. But I'm pretty certain it did, because I did test this when I noticed the fill plane wasn't working. I just need to find the box, or I need to change on 4D Modding's Abbey trailer. It's a really tight spot to be turning around in. But no, I need to change the pump direction because I know it has that option. There we go. We just got some major lag there. As you do. Right, let's try it again from about here. Ah, there we go. So that was the problem the whole time. I had to jump in and out. I've been faffing about there for ages trying to figure that out. But so I knew it worked. I tested it, but it is working. So I'm glad about that. I thought it was going crazy. But this isn't the main storage point anyway. Where the beef stock were originally indoors, that's our main storage point. We've actually got 60,000 litres there. So we've got plenty of slurry. And we're just going for this small Abbey tanker. You know, we've got 9,240 litres per load. So we've got easily seven trips. And I'm pretty certain it's not going to require that on this field. But we're going to do these one at a time. I'm not going to use a worker. I mean, that is a small spread, though. That's almost ridiculous. Can we see it well enough? Doesn't look like it, does it? Let me just check that, because... I actually can't notice too much of a difference there. I mean, did it even fertilise? Yes, it did. Fair play. I mean, that might be too small of a tanker, to be honest. I expected the backplate to have a bigger spread than that. That is a very small spread on that backplate. Because that's going to take some time. I think I'm going to use an AR worker on this, and we're going to move over, which is a shame, because I would have liked to have done the tanking myself. But, yeah, that is going to take some serious time. And what I'll do is I'll set it in the settings to go beef stock. That's where we want it to consume the slurry from. I mean, it's not ideal, but I also need to change the texture on that because I'm pretty certain you can just about see it, can't you? But it's not very clear. I do think we need a better texture than that currently in game. But it is what it is. However, we've got 2,000 litres in here of solid fert. This should be plenty for this field. And with it having a decent spread, and me only wanted to do a short video today just because I'm, you know, a bit tired. Yeah, I think this is going to be perfect for a steady episode. So let's get through this. And then we can move on to the big task, which is fertilising that field. And also putting in some new tram lines as well.
I got everything that I need, but there is breakneck, paycheck, rat race. What's next? I'm tired of feeling like a small fish in a big pond. I think I'll go back where I came from, where everybody knows my name. All my friends are still the same. I guess the slow life hit me just right, like a bonfire on a cool night. Yeah, you can keep your 9 to 5, 'cause I'm happy with the simple life. Tired of feeling like a small fish in a big pond. I think I'll go back where I came from, where everybody knew my name, and all my friends are still the same. I guess the slow life hit me just right, like a bonfire on a cold night. Hell, you can keep your 9 to 5, 'cause I'm happy with the simple life. Oh Lord, you can keep your 9 to 5.
Do you know what? That was probably the shortest time lapse I've ever done. In fact, I could probably put it at ×1 speed and still make it last, you know, a normal length of a song. So, right. Anyway, I'm gonna probably invest here into about 5,000 litres. Let's buy that because that'll be plenty. Then we should have 8,000 litres. Then that's the used capacity. But if we go into the tank and fill up from, I'm hoping this is going to work. It should do. Let's give ourselves a bit of room here. I mean, you should never play Farm Sim with hardly any sleep. I've literally had... I mean, I can't even think what I've had, but I've had hardly any. That's a fact. Now, I know this is working. This is actually confirmed is working. I've fixed it and everything, so... watch it be this again. It is. I'm going to jump in and out, and then it's going to work, or it's not. Oh, no. What is going on with the game today? It seems like it's not happy at all. What's going on? Let me show you how I troubleshoot this. We bring up the box. We can see somewhere. You see where the box is? That red box there. So this is clearly inside. And yeah, the trigger's not working again. So I've got something that's conflicting with it, with triggers at the moment. In fact, let's just reverse back to this fuel one and see. So that's working. So I wonder what it is. Right, I've been trying for ages. I'm really not sure what the problem with that is, because I have tested it, and I know originally it was an issue, but then Oxy fixed it, and then I imported that fix basically into this kind of custom edit that I did. So I know for a fact it's working, but I've just basically I've just filled up from it, because I've basically just cheated and filled up, because I don't know what else I'm going to do. Yeah, and it's also really annoying, because it's a base game sprayer, and I'm not entirely sure what the problem is there, because I've tested it. I've literally used it, and I've used it in a video as well. So very strange, very strange. We need to go down here though first. Let's do this properly. It's so important to get this fertilizing done. And I thought, like faffing about, I thought, oh, with me being tired, this will be the perfect video to do, because it doesn't matter as much. I can just kind of like chill out. It's not going to have too much of an impact, as long as we do it properly and don't drive over it like I'm doing there. In fact, I'm going to turn off crop destruction until we need to create the tram lines. Let's do that. So let's turn that off, because it's going to be tricky to turn anyway with this size tool. So let's start from here, lift it up, and off we go. First off though, before we do anything, I want to set the course. I want to see what it's got for me, because them tram lines are strange, and I don't think it's gonna match up to what it's going to tell me. So we're going to have to do this without following the guidance steering, because we don't want to mess it up. I mean, we could also try and do double application, because I have got that on. So activate double application, and then it should give us that as we go. Let's go from here and see if it's doing that. It is. Nice. So I'm going to do the headland pass. I'm going to follow around with that first, because it does marry up with the other section, or the other field that we've combined into this one big field. At some point I am going to redo these. I think the next harvest we do, I will properly redo these tram lines, and I'll follow the route that we've just seen. It's just the in between there, the centre, that really does mess it up, because the circles aren't very good. So I feel like we need to come up with a better solution for that. But what I would like to do, which is what I'm going to do now, so I'm going to stop here, turn it off, crop destruction back on. We may as well leave crop destruction on, actually. It's going to, yeah, with me using the big John Deere, it's going to make a mess. But, we need to do it. But this is what my intention was, to drive through. I've removed the collisions on them, unless that's not working as well. Oh my God, what is going on? Oh my days. I'm pretty certain I removed the collisions. I haven't got a clue now. I'm questioning everything in reality. What has happened? Have I gone back a version on this map or something? I don't actually know what's happening. But there we go, we fixed that issue. Honestly, I do try and plan out my episodes, but this one's just been a bit of a last minute jump on and record, so it's not going to plan, is it, so far? I don't know. But anyway, the reason why I'm tired, this is the story I wanted to tell you before. So my neighbour, I live in a house basically that's like a semi-detached, so I'm attached to my neighbour, and they're really good neighbours, no issue there at all, but they're getting the roof fixed. And yeah, they've been working on it for like over a week now. It's a big job because they have got some damage on the chimney at the top of the roof. So we went to Scotland. It was like the perfect time to go to Scotland, actually. It wasn't even planned out or anything. It's just they started the work when we went to Scotland. So when we come back, we thought, oh, that's pretty good. We've missed out on doing work and stuff, you know, because you don't want to wake up early on a Saturday because they're banging or, you know, working on a roof. And because we're joined in that way with a semi-detached, we're going to hear that. And as much as, you know, you've got to be friendly to your neighbours, it can be a bit of a pain, especially when you want a little bit of a lie-in at the weekend. But we didn't mind at all because they didn't work Sunday and they only worked the Saturday, which was good of them. So yesterday, I recorded 2 videos, stayed up late to get like 2 videos edited, and I didn't have to start work till probably about like 10:30. It was a nice, easy job, basically, that I had. But they started work at like just after 8, banging, and I was so tired. And I just thought, is there a way that I can just get this sound gone? So I had these, basically like headphones. Put my headphones on. Nope, still hear it. And yeah, I just struggled to sleep from that point. So I admitted defeat, got up early, did all, you know, went through the day, got my work done, came home, felt so tired, but then I had other things to do, you know, life commitments and so on. And then I decided that I'm either going to have an early night or I'm going to get on FS. And obviously FS won. And I've got a cup of tea, but it's not really doing much. So that's the reason I'm tired. But I thought, oh yeah, let's go do some fertilising. I've got 3 fertiliser jobs to do on my Oakbridge series, and that'll be the perfect job. It's just steady, nice and easy. But it didn't turn out that way because I've got problems with triggers, and I feel like I'm going mental. It might be lack of sleep, but I'm sure I removed the collisions from them electrical poles. I'm pretty certain I did, and I know that I know for a certainty that I fixed that tank for all the fertiliser, because I know it split, didn't it, to have herbicide and liquid fertiliser. So it's really strange for that reason alone. So I'm not sure. I'm very confused, but that's just a normal day. I don't know, but hey, we're doing it. Look, we're progressing, and looks like this work is on the final headland pass as well with the slurry tanker, which would have took quite some time because of the fact that it's only a small tool. I need to change that up, really. I thought I was buying the right one, but I might try and get the dribble bar attachment for it, because that's got to be bigger than the spread ball you were seeing then. Definitely. I've not done too bad with the crop damage on. I'm not like extending it out too much. There has been sections where I have done a bit more than I would like on the turning, but that's just has to be done. I probably should have left it on from the start, really. Anyway, let's get this finished off. I think we'll do another mini time lapse. I might even try and split the song over 2. Over 2 time lapse. But we will get this fertiliser done, and then I'm going to get some much needed sleep.
I saw you under a tall pine tree. Had your head up in the clouds, reading Agatha Christie with an ice cold drink sitting at your feet. You did not need me then, but I said, darling, how'd you like to get dangerous? I think you and me could take a little time. We could sail the seas and get wilder. We could get a little wilder. Take some clothes, but leave our phones. It's better with someone than it is alone. Let's get wilder. We could get a little wilder than we are. Remember that time when you were home alone? I pretended to be someone that you did not know. You chased me around the yard with a spatula. When you found out it was me, I said, darling, how do you like to live dangerous? I think you and me could take a little time. We could sail the seas and get wilder. We could get our phones and tell nobody. Let's go alone. Who cares if we're already married? The future is scary. So darling, how would you like to stay dangerous? Well, I think you and me could take a little time underneath the trees and get wilder. We could get wilder. Make some love and forget war. It's better with someone, whatever's in store. Let's get wilder. We could get a little wilder than we are.
Right, that went all right. I'm gonna give myself like a 7 out of 10 for that. I was there was a few bits that I kind of went over. You can see as well, I've done quite a bit of crop damage inside where that kind of little strip is in between the tires. So yeah, it's I think, you know, going forward when I replant this in the next harvest and do the next tram lines, I'll keep the crop destruction on for that moment. But then after that, if we keep them, we just need to turn the crop destruction off to drive through because it keeps them nice and tidy. I mean, looking at it from here, it doesn't look too bad, really. I mean, you can see that these yeah, you can see it here better. This is my proper tram lines. That's a bit off. That's yeah, that's definitely a little bit off. And I have also got a few bits that I've missed. So this section here, unless I made a new tram line somewhere I wouldn't get to. And then there's also this section in the middle where I've just kind of, because obviously I've eyeballed that section, it's been a little bit tricky, so that's gone. I also need to do this again because that was where I started off and then realised I wanted double application. Yeah, double application. And then you've also got this section here and a few of the corners, but it's not bad. That's what, like, I think a 7 out of 10 is a fair kind of job score on that, but I can do better. I can definitely do better. And the main reason that it'll get better is if I redo the tram lines to suit the now new, you know, the new shape of the field. Because I've got these extra kind of tram lines here that I don't need, where I'm losing crop really. But the rest of it's not too bad. I mean, if this was the natural path that it would want me to take, it would, you know, do it properly where I don't miss bits like that. I'm always going to miss on the corners because, you know, I can't really do any sharp turns because then I am going to do extra crop damage. So I'm always going to miss out on these corner sections. But like that, we could do better. This definitely is an easy fix anyway. Just wait till next in-game month and go back through it. But that there and this section, that can be improved on. But do you know what? I'd say at least 98% of the field sorted out. And it's a big field. So I'm happy about that. And the grass fields are finally fully fertilised. Except this section here, which is where I obviously was doing that mowing and messed up where I was doing the mowing bits. And I've also got a few little bits that I've missed whilst mowing anyway. So, yeah. But I'm happy that I used Slurry on that field, on field 38. I think getting the worker was the best idea. I mean, I want to check the worker because... Is he actually still in there costing me money? No, he's not. That's all right then. And he's actually... I've still got the full tank as well because of the fact that it was taken out of the storage point on this farm here for the beef stock, which we do need to keep an eye on because we need to move them before they get to 100% on their breeding. They're currently at 80, so next month, which is going to be June, they're going to be at 90. So next month we really do need to shift them over to a point where we can actually where we've got the storage capacity for the calves that are going to come from there. So if we've got, 20? I think we've got 20 beef stock at the moment. We've got the milking indoor, which they're not in because they're outdoor, which is there. That's perfectly fine. Feed on, that's good. Still going to give them TMR whilst they're out because we want to maximise on milk production. We've got the cow pasture, so this is where they are now. So there's 20, but it doesn't hold. I think I've got like space for like 23 since I did that little section where I expanded out to. So they need to come back in when they're at 90. So when they do hit 100, they've got space for another 20 calves, which is going to be in this beef stock area. And we'll put all 40. Well, we'll just keep the calves in there, and then we'll move the other 20 back out just to kind of graze. This, it makes sense. And then, I mean, as long as we feed the calves, because they don't consume much, do they, when they're like newborns? The food consumption is really low. So it makes sense to just put them indoors, give them a few bales here and there. It doesn't really matter too much. But as long as these cows are getting enough to carry on reproducing, it doesn't matter about productivity on this. This matters really when it comes to the final beef stock that we're selling. And even at 80%, they still get the full value. So it's only when, I think it's now changed where it's only like anything below 40%. So yeah, we're pretty much good to go really with these. As long as we feed them meadow grass, if we had pastures outdoors, it would, be enough for us to, as long as it fed the cows, it'd be enough for us to breed out and then make money off it. Because you can see the value of these cows at 25 months at 3,000 a cow. So that's 60 grand. That is a lot of money for 20 cows. So there is some money in it. It's just we've got to get them sold at the right time, which is my aim was to sell them at month 24. So 2 years old, which is going to be, 2 years from when we get our first calf. So it's a fair, distance away in game, but at least it's going to be 60 grand a pop every time we do that, at least, depending on when we sell them. So I think that's probably the best bet, but we definitely need to bring them indoors. We've also got a bit of feed still in there. But yeah, I'm not too bad. It's not too bad. Let's just have a look to see how much they've used. So it's gone down to 43,000 from 60. So that field alone didn't use much at all. Really, it's used, 17,000? Is that what it was? Yeah. So around 17,000 litres to do this one field. So that mod does expand, or stretches basically, how far muck and slurry goes whilst using it in the game, which I like because I want to use it more. I want to use slurry more. I want to use manure more. Definitely need to improve on the slurry tanker, though. That is not good enough for this size farm. I like it because obviously 4D mod is made a stunning slurry tanker, but that width on that back plate, on that splash plate, is just not. It's not good enough. It really isn't. If we go into our owned items, brilliant mod again by Oz. As far as I know, it's with Giants in testing, but as you probably know, if you've been following the channel, the testing list at the moment, there's a lot of mods to be tested. It's getting better from what I hear, but I'm not seeing that. That's the difference. It's all right, Giants saying it, but I've not seen it. I know a few modders have still got mods that have not been released that have been sent since the end of January. Let's go here, and because there's two types of tanks. The one we've got is this one, but then there's also this, which is just basically got different. You can tell it's like smaller tyres. So if we went to this, what's this one? That can go up to 10 metres. So that's the Ross Moore one, which is an Irish brand. So that has a splash plate. That splash plate is 13.5. So that's a big improvement on the 7. And we can also put a dribble bar on it. It's got another splash plate there. Yeah, so you've got two options. You've got the splash plate or the dribble bar with that. So that's definitely an improvement on what we've got now. We could switch over to that. It also holds 20,000 litres, whereas this one only holds 9 and does 7.5. But I'm sure we can have. Where is the tank configuration? So you've got the 2000 splash plate. You've got the Mastech or transport. So if you went to the Mastech conversion configuration there, it should have a drill bar for it. Oh, wrong one. See, there's no combinations there, is there? So I don't know if he's released the Mastech yet. But it doesn't have a dribble bar configuration unless I haven't downloaded it from 4D Modding's itch.io page. I'd have to check that out, actually. Well, that has made me think. I mean, look at that one, 18 meters. So we can go up to some crazy levels here. Like even that, look at that, 36 meters. That's insanity. That is crazy. That's 6.2, so that's not too much of that's 7. That's 6.2 and that's 7, so that's not enough for me to justify. But going over to this one would, like 18 meters, and then, but look at that, I'm not going to pay 480,000 for a bloody slurry tank, for a slurry spreader. That'd be mental. But this one, like, what's this? Oh, that's 6 meters as well, but that's got a disc arrow on as well. I think the best option is to sell the slurry tank we've got and buy this Rossmore one. Unless the Maztec dribble bar comes out before. But I think this might be our best option. It's pretty cool. It's only 17.5 grand. You know, not much different to what we paid over here, but we're getting quite a lot with that. We're up to, it does say 13.5 there and then 7.5 to 10. So I imagine, I'm going to go off the 13.5 because that's what it says when you're on the splash plate. Look, 13.5. Yeah, we also need a muck spreader as well at some point. And I know the Teagle ones have been released, which might be a good option. That's 12 meters. That's 16 meters. It holds 20,000. This holds 20,000. See, that Teagle there is 35,000 instead of 51, but it's 16 meters spread against this 12 meter one. This is a giant software one, and that's 20,000 liters. That's 20,000 liters. So the Teagle would be pretty much the no-brainer there. And it would suit the farm as well for the brand and everything for a UK farm. So I think that has to be what we go for there, which is 35,000 litres. But as well, before I end the video, I have got, the sales mod that came out on Mod Hub. It's strange because it came out just straight after I did a custom conversion of the one from 22. So then I obviously ditched that and went to this. And I've actually changed the coding so we can get 100 items. Now, I know it originally says you can get 100 items on the mod description, but it's 50 items multiplayer, 50 items single player, basically. So I removed the multiplayer because I don't play multiplayer, and I've gone 100 items, and I've extended the period that they can remain on the shop, because I don't think they're going to sell that quick, basically. There's not that much of a turnover. I think it was like 2 days. So it can only ever be there for 2 in-game days before it turns over. So I increased that to 72 hours, so it should last longer. But you can already see that we've got a massive selection now of second-hand tools. So we could even find, what I really like about it is, look at this. We've got square bales here of silage, 92% off, and we can get 5 of them for just 1,400. But if you go down to 4, it goes up to 12. So it's like some farmers got 5 bales that are getting old, and you can buy them. And I reduced the price to 1,500. So anything below 1,500, the original price that is, it shouldn't show. So anything higher than that, it will show. So even though now that's 1,400, that's because after the 92% off the price, that's the way it's working. But we've even got some grass bales here that we could sell. I don't think I'd do that. I'd buy silage and I'd buy hay only to consume. I never want to buy it to kind of like sell on. I think that'd just be crazy then. Because, yeah, that's not the way I want to play the game, basically. Even though it is a way of making money, it's not the way I'd like to play. I mean, that's not bad, but it's a trailer. Just trying to think if there's anything that stands out. A couple of tractors. Nice slurry tanker there. 33,000 for that is not bad at all. But I really do prefer that Rossmore still. I like the name of it. I like the brand of it and everything. A couple of trailers here as well. Got a spreader that might go far. That might be a good deal to buy up because we do need to do some live spreading at some point. There's a roller there that might keep an eye out because it's only 1,300. I just can't remember if I've got a roller already. I mean, 5.2 meters is way too small though for the size farm, so I wouldn't go with it. But that is a bargain. So yeah, as you can see, there's a lot of good stuff on offer. We've even got a 7R, another one, because we already own one of these, for 120,000. So that could be an option. But no, we definitely need to keep an eye on this. Every time we want to buy an item, go into this now, because we've got a really good chance of seeing something that's equivalent to what we're trying to buy. We're trying to buy a muck spreader and a slurry spreader. We've already seen a slurry spreader on offer. So yeah, there's a high chance there's going to be something there. There's some really good mods that are coming out now. It just makes you think, like, what mods are in testing? What's this queue? There's probably like a really cool selection of mods we don't know about. And because Giant stopped doing the list, the testing list and everything, you don't really know what's there waiting. You know, there could be some really good hidden gem mods that we don't even know about yet. But on that note, I'm going to leave the video there. It's been a good one. Definitely, I wanted a steady one. I think it's turned out into a bit of a steady one. A few problems that I'm going to check out, so I'll make sure to, after I've had a good sleep, I'm going to find out what the hell's going on with that. Them 2 tanks over there for my liquid fertilizer and herbicide. I'm also going to check if I can fix that fill plane on the slurry. It's just a niggling problem. It's not like it breaks the game or anything. I can still take slurry from it, but it's just I want to visualize how much slurry's in there, so I need to sort that out. But yeah, it's been a good one. We've progressed. I think next time round though, we're going to be in June at the very least. We've got crops that are growing. I know I've got oats in field 2, so I need to just check on field 2. Yeah, we need to fertilize field 2, so I need to get back out in the field and do that because I've just not registered that field 2 needs to be done as well. So that's something I need to sort out. That field needed rolling, but we decided not to do that, which is not an issue. But we did roll that, but we didn't mulch it. So we should really still get around the same kind of percentage yield on both them fields. But no, I need to fertilise this one. This has got the oats in. If we just quickly visit it. Yeah, they're growing quite well. Growth stage 3 out of 5. So I will get into that field and... Do I do tram lines? If I'm doing tram lines on my series, I probably should. I'll do tram lines. I'll get this sorted. Before the next episode, we'll jump into the next in-game month. I will get this fertilised first. I will sort out them 2 errors, and then we'll crack on with it, see what the next job is. It's probably going to be some grass work, thinking about it, because, yeah, there's not much else to do crop-wise. It's going to be some grass work that's needed. So, yeah, we'll come up with a bit of a plan. But thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you have, give it a thumbs up for me. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more videos just like this one on Farming Simulator. See you, everybody.